What's going on, guys? Welcome to River City 93. This is your host, Elliot Barr. I'm joining you right after it's hard to describe, tough 1-0 loss to Spokane Velocity. Um, Pretty much a really boring game, I want to say. Not a lot of clear opportunities for either side. A real muddled game. Um, Richmond defensively, looking to come into this game, not holding a lot of possession and looking to hold off Spokane. Now, on the flip side of that, they didn't really press high that we see all that normal press from Richmond, nor did they look to go after the second balls higher up the field, kind of looking to keep their shape, not get pulled out by Spokane. Which, if you take away the goal that happened, it's a good game plan. Like, they frustrated Spokane. Yeah, there was a couple of moments where, they had some not 1v1s, but Spokane had some looks. And James Head is just strong now. I think I counted like 4 or 5 good saves by him. He's been having an issue in the air. He looks to solve that tonight. Being decisive off his line, being strong in the air. Gee, this is probably the best game Gee played. Not too many balls in the air in his direction, but more so, like as I said before about Gee, like the ball's on the ground, he's able to stop it, and he looked strong and physical tonight. There was one point in the moment, I think, in the first half where he went to go just straight head in, just bounced the ball off. Ball came hard off the ground. He headed it down and made a good play on that. Now, let's talk about it. Griffin Garnett, not the best performance tonight. Tough for him. At a moment in the first half where he looked to try to make some build-out play. The kickers really had bad build-out play. A lot of it deep in our half where Spokane was a little bit closer to the half. And that's just how the game, I think, how both teams set up. Spokane being a little bit more aggressive off the line than we were. Granted, because of who was available. But back to Griffin Garnett, not the best offense in defense tonight. Back to the first I was saying, had the bad clearance that led to an opportunity there, but it's also by Snedden. Second half, as soon as the second half happened, tried to make a clearance, went behind them, didn't get all the way to clear it. So yeah, not the best there. Got subbed over the 60-second mark for Clyde coming back. So yeah, we'll see. This team is in a tough run of form. Tough run of form. It got to change, man. So you hear from Coach Mika. A couple of players in the post-game interviews. As always, if you got any questions, thoughts, ideas, whatever, drop them down below. Email us at 93rivercity@gmail.com or on Instagram at rivercity93. With that being said, I'll stop talking. You guys will hear from the coach heading up next.
All right, Simon, hard fought game tonight. Talk a little bit through from your perspective and kind of the mindset coming out of the match tonight.
I think it's tough because we did what we were looking to do in the first half. Keep them scoreless. They really didn't create too much. Obviously, we weren't creating that much, but they didn't really have many looks, which is what we wanted and what we trained for. I think giving up a goal so quickly in the second half hurt. And to be honest, we didn't really create too much in the second half to respond, which I think is the biggest area for us to improve. I thought defensively we did pretty well considering they're a good team and they're obviously going to create some chances, but I think we need to create more going forward, especially when we go down like that.
It's a tight turnaround this week, 2 more games before next Saturday. Talk about what it's like to bookend a busy week like that here at City with our fans.
Yeah, it's good. Always love playing here. That never changes. Fans are coming out even when we're struggling and create a great environment, so that's fantastic. And we have a good opposition, which is always a great challenge for us. So looking forward to being back.
Thanks, Simon.
All right, Simon. Do you mind just taking us what happened to the goal at the start of the second half? It looked like a bad deflection, but
yeah, I think they got in on the our left side across the ball. We missed it, and at that point, when we missed the clearance, we were in scramble mode. Ball kind of fell funny to the guy and volleyed it right away. So a bit reactive from all of us. Certainly not the way we wanted to start the second half.
Obviously, tonight's game plan seeded to see possession to
Right.
Spokane and whatnot. How difficult is that for a defender? Because obviously, as a fullback, you like to get up high and wide. How much did you have to change your mindset tonight and for the whole defense?
Yeah, I don't mind defending, right? I take a lot of pride in defending, and I know other guys do too. I think we just need to be better when we have the ball. No problem defending, and we're going to do what the coaches ask. And I think that was smart considering the strength of the opponent. I have no problems defending, and will always give it my best. But I think where we struggled is when we did win the ball, we really didn't hold on to it long enough to get into an expansive shape and cause them any problems.
Right. Thank you so much, Simon.
Yeah.
Ready?
Make a hard-fought battle tonight. Talk a little bit about what went well tonight, what you would have liked to see maybe cleaned up from your perspective on the question.
Yeah. What went well? When the result is 1 them, 0 us. I don't really know how to talk about it too much without sounding false or fake. But at the same time, we had a good plan. Darren, Connor, Evan, and I scouted Spokane well. We felt like we prepared the team well in terms of what's coming. But having said that, we didn't prepare the team well enough in terms of how we go at them. I thought the players were very commendable how they executed, not giving much at all through the whole game in terms of live in the run of play chances for Spokane. We knew that they're a high volume crossing team, and it's very unfortunate that a small lapse inside the 18 led to the goal. I thought the guys did a really good job being behind the ball, and we had the numbers to defend the cross, but sometimes mistakes happen, and it's really unfortunate, and I hate that for the players because I thought that their effort was commendable, and then to lose like that is really frustrating. So
Zooming out a little bit just into the makeup of the 20 tonight.
Mhm.
4 of the academy or former academy guys on the bench tonight. 3 starting and 2 homegrown guys as well who weren't official academy players.
Yeah.
But definitely are part of that system in their own way. Talk a little bit about what this community of soccer players means to this team and specifically those 9.
Yeah. I mean, if you like you said, if you zoom out and you look at the 2 clubs in the bigger picture, one is brand new, spending a lot of money building a roster. They don't even have a U20 team, and understandably so. In their community, they don't have the history we do, and we're very fortunate that we have the history that we do. But then when you look at the rosters, the build is very different. You look at their bench and you look at our bench. We had 7 teenagers in the roster. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of being part of the community. We said that that's what we would do when I came back here after my short stint away, and we've done that. How it matters in terms of tonight, I'm going to put that one on. Sometimes you learn more from the losses than you do from wins. But obviously, everybody knows that we try to win every game. We put the best team out there we can, and we try to make the best plan we can. So make no mistake, we believe in the future of the community, and young players that are from here is a big part of it. So, yeah.
And last one from me. I mentioned this to Simon as well. It's a busy week this week.
Yeah.
But bookending it at City Stadium, what does that mean to this team and kind of help carry them through Wednesday and back into Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, this is a place where we want to play. This is amazing. Our fan support, regardless of the scoreline, regardless of who's out there, I'm incredibly grateful. As a former player, I've played in front of a lot of people, and I've played in places where there were not a lot of people there, and I would always rather play home or away in front of a passionate crowd. Obviously, when it's home, we love our fans. We love playing in front of them, and we work tirelessly to try to give them a team that they can be proud of.
First of all, Coach, you made your head coaching debut tonight for the pro team. How was that for you stepping into the role of Coach Sawatsky?
I mean, game day is the one where the coach has the least influence. So, I mean, I've worked with Darren for 6 years. He's incredibly supportive of everyone on staff. It's an honor, and I'm grateful to be in that position, that I'm trusted with that responsibility. So, yeah, honored and grateful. Yeah.
Tonight, speaking about the build-up play, we saw the kickers try to build out a lot deep tonight.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys felt as if was the best option for you guys and trying to move the ball forward?
No, we try to be a team that can build in a variety of ways, right? And then choosing which one is going to be the one from every goal kick or from throw-ins in your own end is one of the hardest things to do in soccer. We feel like we have good depth in the winger position, so being more direct is also available to us in terms of the plan. And if there's a game where we can combine the two, then we're going to be very difficult to defend against. So.
Josh Kirkley went off at the end of the first half. How much did that change up your ability to go long and win those knock-ons that he's been accustomed to winning for most games?
Yeah, I mean, with personnel changes come changes in the field, and obviously the team on the field has to adapt. But again, I would say being able to put a veteran forward like Matt Baldock in that position slightly changes the look in terms of some ways of attacking, but then it also changes in a positive way to other directions. So.
And last question, Griffin Garnett, we saw him get subbed off at the 62nd minute.
Mm-hmm.
Had the unfortunate mistake at the start of the second half.
Yeah, had nothing to do with that.
No, yeah, no.
Yeah.
But I just want to highlight this moment. When he did come on the field, we saw his head drop. We saw that he looked very frustrated.
Yeah.
And immediately you put an arm around him and just said some encouragement. I'm not going to ask you what those words were, but for a young player like that that's having this rough patch of form, how important was that moment for him?
Well, number one, I don't think Griffin's having a rough patch of form in terms of longevity. In that moment when we conceded, Griffin is the one that you see with the ball, right? But there are other people inside the box to defend that as well. So it's a lot of times from the spectator perspective, just like the guy who doesn't connect the pass, but if he's trying the right pass and then the opponent reads it, right? Not sure, was it the movement of your teammate or was it the pass? Similarly to this, Griffin is the one that stands out because he's the one that had it and he mishit it, right? But you win as a team, you lose as a team, you certainly concede as a team, and you score as a team. For me, what's most important is the players know that we have their back no matter what. And as a coach, it's sometimes a balancing act in terms of how you handle that. When do you go and you put your arm around them right away? And when do you let them, digest it a little bit and then follow up and have a conversation off the field? But it is important that the players feel the support that we have.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about captaining the side tonight. What you thought worked, what you thought maybe didn't, and what you thought to carry heading into busy week.
I'd like to take our first half, carry that, build on that. I think a little bit more quality once we gain possession, and things will start to flow for us a little bit more. I think we kind of lapsed them into, honestly, a bit of a coma. Like, they didn't really have much. They kept the balls wide, nothing really penetrating through. So I felt confident in the first half with the game plan and what we were trying to do. I think, like I said, just once we did retain possession, just a little bit more quality in terms of our decision making and options, and we turned that back line around one or two more times. They have to step off, and things domino from there. So I think a little bit of that, just continue that first half defensive effort and how we can go from there into Wednesday.
You were a little bit kind of all over the field again. Talk a little bit about what that's been like for you specifically, but then in tandem with the back line and the midfield group.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've played both the 6 and the center back majority of my career, and today it was a little bit of a mixture of both, helping out to get the ball forward and then defensively stepping back up into the midfield to, alleviate some pressure and make sure they went wide a lot of times. It's a position, coach tells me to play left back, I play left back. If I play center forward, I play center forward. So once we come in with the objective for the week, it's good for me to just dial in some of the little intricacies of the things that I have to do. But I'm proud of the boys. I think that first half was a great effort. I think, like I said, right after the game, ball doesn't bounce our way, it bounces for them, ricochet in the box. The team that's informed like that, like Spokane is, gets those bounces, where right now we're struggling to get the luck of the ball, luck of the drop. So we just got to keep pushing through. I think after that first 45, there's a lot to build on.
It's a bit of a busy week this week, as we kind of talked about in the post-game interview as well. Talk about what it means to bookend a week like this with City.
Yeah, I mean, it's always, you never want to go, all the way across the country back and not have to come to City. So it's always good to be back at City. Saturday night we'll be popping. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Darren. Darren. Sorry. You know, let's start with this. The defensive organization. This team was able to keep a lot of things compact, like you said, keep Spokane wide. How important was that tonight? It kind of felt like a give and take. You guys were giving the defensive, but maybe in the midfield, it was a little bit lacking.
Yeah, I mean they have a good team. They have clear objectives that whatever, however many points they're on now at this point, like they're rolling, and that's something you kind of have to respect once it comes these summer months because that's how things go. Teams are informed, teams aren't informed, and we thought that was the best way to alleviate them. Get the guys that create the game for them not really on the ball and not really in dangerous areas. If we could keep them from just going wide and going backwards, that was something that we had planned for. And like I said, I think the first half was really good. The first goal that they scored, it's tough. We kept it wide. We laid out to a cross, deflection in the box, bounce around, goal. Like little things that we've talked about cleaning up that we will continue to work hard and to clean up. Like it's tough. The boys feel it. The boys feel a loss like that for sure. But like I said, I think that first 45 was a lot to look at for us, and then on the back end of that first 20 minutes of that second half, things that we did right, things that we did wrong, things that we need to improve going into Wednesday.
Unfortunately, you got to bring it up. You got a miss header in the 18th minute. I feel like it could have. Like you're talking about that ball bouncing your way moment.
Yeah.
You just talk us through that header and how that might have changed a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, did well to be my man to it. Good ball service in from Nils, and a little bit, like I'd say, maybe if I hold my jump for a half a second more, or even if I let it come down a little bit on me, I'll have to look at it. I haven't looked at it yet. But yeah, opportunities like that we needed to create more of. We did decent with it the last 10, 15 minutes of the game, getting some set pieces and stuff like that. But like I said, that's a good team right there, and we got to do that little bit more to make sure that the ball ends up in the back of the net next time.
And last question. This team's been in a rut for the last month, 2 months. How do you, as the captain, get the team back on course? Obviously, with games coming thick and fast in the summer months.
Yeah,
like
I think that's one of the good things about the summer months. Things do come thick and fast, and it takes one game to really get the ball rolling, like everybody saw last year. It was, people were saying this, people were saying that. 8 games left in the year. We see ourselves in the playoffs. Yeah, things happen in playoffs, whatever it is. But we got there. I think we're just looking to blow that door down. I think once we get that ball rolling, once we find out exactly who we are, I thought there was points tonight where we did. But it's just keep doing that for 90 minutes as a whole instead of 45 laps for 5 and then another 40. Can we have a complete game? That's something we've been talking about, and it's on our minds, and it's something we're going to keep pushing for.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.